Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sharpe, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a show that's going to piss off a lot of people, and I don't care, but I'm going to speak my piece on this one. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the show and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this topic here. Today I decided, you know what, let me spend some time and really do some research and come up with some notes. Now, as y'all know, Kobe Bryant, in my view, is a top 3 player of all time. Some people, I don't know, whenever you say that to them, they just lose it. Let me say it again. Kobe Bryant is a top 3 player of all time. And before all of these different special interests personalities came on TV, the comparison was always between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. That was the comparison. If you're 15 years old when that was happening, that's tough for you. Just say you didn't know. That was always the comparison, especially when he was winning those back-to-back championships without Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of when he got to like 4 and he got to 5, people are like, yo, man, that was actually the conversation. But since then, the entire argument and conversation around the thing has totally become diluted and, quite frankly, convoluted, right? People have been misrepresenting information and all of these different things. So today I want to make a case. It's not my entire case. This is just one case, because if we wanted to make a show like this, it would take me like 45 minutes to do, and I don't have that time. But today I want to make a case. One of the cases why I believe Kobe should be ranked higher than LeBron James all time. And today, what I really want to focus on is competition, and I want to focus on winning. But before we get into that, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of T-Wolf. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards, only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Now, let's get into this article. This argument right here. Let's talk about winning for a second. You know, a lot of folks that say LeBron is better than Kobe Bryant, these people have zero interest in winning. The only time they value winning is when LeBron has won more than a person he's being compared to. I'll say it once more. These people predominantly have zero interest in winning. Losing, they don't even bat an eye at losing. The only time they mention winning is when you present a player that is less accomplished in terms of championships. Then they say, but LeBron has won more. I'll give you guys a perfect example of this. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a 2-time NBA champion. So why would you dare him compare to LeBron? LeBron has 4 championships. But the minute you say, but Michael Jordan's better than LeBron. Well, you only started counting Michael Jordan's career when he started winning This is what they do. But while we on the argument and the topic of winning, there's a stat that I got from Basketball Forever, and it said Kobe Bryant is the only member of the top 75 list to beat 4 50-plus win teams in a single postseason without a top 75 teammate. because the argument has always been, well, I ain't got no help. He ain't got no help. Where's the help? Where was the help for Kobe? Where was the help for Kobe Bryant? And I never heard people on TV. Kobe had what he had, and I never heard people on TV talk about, oh, Kobe Bryant never has enough help. Kobe never has enough help. In fact, what you hear is, man, Kobe was a bum. He couldn't even get to the playoffs. That was the entire argument. But now, if you think about LeBron, yeah, he never has enough help. Oh my God, he never has enough. That's been the reoccur. It got so bad that a big-time supporter, Chris Broussard, who has LeBron number 2 all time. If you got LeBron number 2, you're a supporter. If you got LeBron James number 2 all time, you're a supporter of LeBron. Period. End of story. If you got him ahead of Kareem, even he was on First Things First arguing with Nick Wright. Where he's like, man, I'm tired of this excuse always being used of he has no help. He has no help. He has no help. Even he got tired of it. But let's get into the teams that Kobe actually beat on that run. In the 2007-2008 campaign in the playoffs, Kobe Bryant beat the Denver Nuggets, who had a 50-32 record in the first round. In the second round, they beat the Utah Jazz, who had a 54-28 record in the second round. In the Western Conference Finals, they beat the San Antonio Spurs, who had a 56-26 record that season. They then went into the playoffs and lost in the finals to a 66-win Boston Celtics team with 3 top 75 players on that roster. Three top 75 players. The following season, in the first round, Kobe Bryant beat Yao Ming, Ron Artest, and these guys, a team that had 53 wins that season. He beat them. In round one. Then they beat the Denver Nuggets, I think, in that round, and I forgot the other team. No, they beat them. They beat another. Yeah, they beat those 2 teams that have 50-win records, and then they went into the finals, where they beat the Dwight Howard team, the team that knocked off LeBron's team, and LeBron had a better record, I believe, that year. That team that beat LeBron, Kobe Bryant beat that team in the finals. That's the team Kobe Bryant beat. I believe they beat them in 5 games. The team that had knocked out LeBron the year before. That's the team that was the year they were supposed to be in the playoffs. The following season, they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in round 1, the team that had 50-32 record. Then they swept the Utah Jazz in round 2, a team that had 50 with a 53 win playoff team. And then they beat the Phoenix Suns in the Western Conference Finals, who had a 54-28 record, and I think they beat as well, I believe, the Boston Celtics, if I'm not mistaken. I think the Boston Celtics team that season had 50 wins, and they also beat that team in the playoffs. In the NBA Finals. So these were the teams that Kobe Bryant was beating. Kobe Bryant in those 2 years beat more 50-win teams than Magic Johnson beat in his entire playoff career. All with no top 75 teammate in sight. With none in sight. So to me, whenever we're talking about winning, and it should matter, but in this present day, it's not really about winning. It's all about stats and the arguments we can make around. That's really what it is. If you get enough, minions running around on TV, they'll shape the argument any way you want it to be, that they want the argument to be. But if we're talking about winning, then Kobe's definitely a top 3 player of all time. If we're going to talk about wins, he's definitely a top 75 player of all. And some people say, oh, all of those wins came with Shaq. No, they didn't. About 10, 11 of those wins came without Shaq. About 10 or 11 of those wins came without Shaq as a teammate. And let me give you guys a list of 50-win teams every player on the top 75 anniversary team has beaten in the playoffs in terms of numbers. Sam Jones, let me just count the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And number 8, Sam Jones has 14 wins. At number 7, Bill Russell has 14. At number 6, Dennis Rodman has 15. At number 5, LeBron James. Then we have LeBron James at 18. Tied with LeBron is the guy that carried Kobe Bryant to all of those championships, which is Shaq. Shaq has 18. Then, in front of Shaq, you have Michael Jordan at 20. Then in front of Michael Jordan, you have Tim Duncan with 21. Then you have Scottie Pippen, funny enough. And at number 1, you got Kobe Bryant with 25 playoff wins against 50-plus win teams. Kobe's finals record is 5-7. That is his record. And if we're going to talk about winning and losing, there's just no sensible way you can tell me that LeBron should be ranked higher when we're looking at those two men. It's an asinine point to even make. LeBron has a finals record of 4-6. That's a 40% win percentage in the finals. 40%. And if you look at the teams he beat along the way, people are talking about how did he get to the finals so much? Because the East was weak. Where you been? And the records just evidence that. The record just evidenced that. 18-25. The East was weak as hell. The East was always top heavy. You had the Pistons, you had the Celtics, then at certain points, maybe you had the Chicago Bulls, and then you had the Indiana Pacers. The Western Conference was like running the gauntlet every single year. That's why the majority of the teams that were winning championships all came from the West. The West was always the best conference. Like always, really always. It's only now that the East has really gotten good. If you look at the last 20 years, if you just count from 2000 to 2020, most of the championships are coming from teams in the West. Most. Golden State got 4. The Spurs have 5. That's 9. The Lakers have 5. That's 14. And then the rest, you just sprinkle it out. So to me, Kobe Bryant's a top 3 player. And I'm never coming off of that, by the way. Never. There's no stat that you guys are going to tell me. So these are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And we catch you guys. And some people are going to talk about percentages. Well, Kobe shot 44%. What's his percentage in the finals when it came time to win? I'll leave it up to you.